If you bought a mini split from Amazon or another online retailer, there's a good chance the wire that came in the box isn't supposed to be run through your walls. In fact, it may be classified as a flexible cord under the National Electric Code. Most DIYers never think to check the lettering printed on the side of the cable. They assume if the manufacturer included it, it must be the correct cable for the installation. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for, the code sections that raise concerns for me, how to identify the cable you have, and the type of cable I chose to use instead for my own installation. Before we get into the code, let's look at the actual wire. The cable that came with my mini split is marked SOW. SOW is a flexible cord commonly used for portable equipment and temporary applications. The concern is whether this type of cable is intended to be permanently installed inside walls as part of a building wiring system.
I'm not telling anyone how to wire their mini split. I'm just showing the cable that came with mine, the potential code issue I found, and the cable I chose to use instead. Always check your local code.
If you're an electrician and you interpret the code differently than I do, feel free to leave a comment below. In my experience and research, this issue seems to show up more often with some of the lesser known import mini split brands. The code section that raised concerns for me is National Electric Code section 400.12. My interpretation of this section is that flexible cords and cables, such as SOW cable, are generally not permitted to be used as a substitute for permanent building wiring and are not intended to be run through walls, ceilings, or floors as part of a permanent installation. If that is correct, then using this type of cable between the indoor and outdoor mini split units inside wall cavities may not comply with NEC requirements. Now, does that mean your house is going to burn down if you use it? Probably not. Thousands of mini splits have been installed using the supplied cable. The issue isn't whether the system will operate. The issue is whether the wiring method complies with electrical code for permanent installation. The cable I chose to use instead is marked TC-ER-JP. Notice the difference? The factory cable says SOW. This cable says TC-ER-JP. If your cable doesn't have TC-ER-JP printed on the jacket, keep watching, because this marking is important. According to the National Electric Code section 336.10, subsection 9, TC-ER-JP cable is permitted for this type of installation. The easiest way to identify the difference: the factory cable that came with my system says SOW on the jacket. The replacement cable says TC-ER-JP. If you're planning a new installation, take a few seconds and inspect the markings printed on your cable jacket. The cable I use contains four 14-gauge stranded copper THHN conductors inside a single outer jacket. The conductor colors themselves aren't important as long as you connect the same colors to the same terminals on both ends of the installation. Here are a few pictures from my recent installation showing how I wired mine. I wasn't able to find this cable at my local big box stores, and many electrical supply houses only sell it in large commercial spools. If you're looking for a smaller roll suitable for a DIY installation, I have placed links in the video description below. Now I'm curious, if you've installed a mini split, what cable came with your system? Was it marked SOW? Was it marked TC-ER-JP? And what brand was your mini split? Leave a comment below, because I'd like to build a list of manufacturers that are supplying compliant cable versus those that are not. One quick clarification. This kit came with SO style cord in two places. One cable was for the main power feeding the outdoor unit, and the other cable was to connect the indoor unit to the outdoor unit. Both are worth checking because SO, SOW, SOOW, SJOW, and similar cords are basically flexible cord or extension cord types, not permanent wiring that should be run through walls or concealed spaces. But the cable used to make the connection between the indoor and outdoor unit is the bigger issue. That cable does more than just power the indoor unit. It can also carry the communication or control wiring between the indoor and outdoor units. So now you have line voltage and control wiring inside the same cable jacket. That's why the cable type matters. The replacement cable I used, TCERJP, is made for this type of installation. It can be pulled through walls, and it is allowed to contain both power and control conductors in the same cable assembly. So even though this video is mostly about the indoor to outdoor connection cable, check both cables that came with your mini split. In my case, both supplied cables were SO style cord, and neither one was something I wanted to use as permanent building wiring. If you found this video helpful, please click the thumbs up button. It helps the channel and helps other DIYers find this information. That's all I have for now. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more mini split, HVAC, RV, and other DIY project videos. Thanks for watching.